Now, it's pretty much accepted that there's a lot of figures that only come out in Japan, but it's usually just extravagant repaints and those weird pointy guys with names like Sky Gary and Blacker. Enter Breakdown, who's released last year as part of the Prime line in Japan and nowhere else, which annoyed and alienated a lot of people because we never even got a satisfactory reason, just some vague non-committal crap about him not being cost effective. So allow me, dear viewer, to annoy and alienate you even further by showing off my one. Have a look at what you could have won. So this burly blue brute is TF Prime Arms Micron Breakdown, or as he was inexplicably officially known, War Breakdown, which just sounds like an insensitive nickname for post-traumatic stress disorder. Now this is apparently the same guy as regular Breakdown. As far as I know, the story goes that he came over all insecure and hit the roids after getting his ass handed to him by Bulkhead. Just look at this beast. He's a monolith of meat. So let's break it down. Pun intended, and relished. So the arms are nice and clunktacular with some seriously heavy joints going on. I love how the windscreen folds up in there nice and safe. Brilliant legs too, they're properly hefty and wonderfully poseable. They're a smidge vacant here and there, and I'm a tiny bit paranoid about snapping these calf flaps. I just adore the head sculpt. It totally gets away with its smallness, but it is a bit tricky to move. I really love the furious red face as well. Reminds me a bit of Brian Sewell. Torso's dominated by these angular pecs, giant square back, and these bitchingly broad shoulders worthy of any hulking Hercules. And I'd like to point out for the people at home that this is absolutely not gay. He's also literally pockmarked with weapon ports, so you can pack in all the firepower you can muster, but weirdly he doesn't come with a single gun. Rather, being an Arms Micron figure, Breakdown comes with an Arms Micron. These things are usually quite cool, they're just like Beast Mode Target Master minicons, and you get to put them together like a Kinder Egg toy. Breakdown's one in particular is quite cool. It's a rhinoceros that turns into a Warhammer. And brilliantly, it can be both at once. As well as that, your AM guys come with a friggin' sticker sheet. There were particularly loads for Breakdown as well. I mean, that's a sticker, that's a sticker, that's a sticker. Basically, all of his colouring is stickers. In the touch of genius too, the instructions don't dictate where you put the Decepticon symbols, but it looked pretty good on there, on his upper boob. And I was right. So Breakdown did get a repaint, although still didn't show up in any shops on this side of the planet. This is Silas Breakdown, so named because, spoiler alert, Breakdown gets killed, and some fella named Silas crawls up inside his corpse like a Tauntaun. Because that's not weird. Figure's a bit different from the original. He's got tons of these shiny blue styles, and this weird little plastic lump inside his belly, which I guess is supposed to be the guy? It looks more like... well, I don't know what it looks like. A shrine to Genova? A shrine to System Shock 2? A shrine to Spotlight RC? I don't know, do I? Aside from that, he's sporting a spectacular shiny grille, a weird golden monocle with bonus light piping, and a quite neat and very metal black on grey colour scheme, being as he's dead and all that. Also, praying mantis. So this robot mode is totally badulous. Probably the most gratifying Voyager I've encountered in a long time. It's a solid cube of thumping heft. Transformation's far from the easiest. Those clunky arm joints complicate matters up front a bit, and it's a right rat bag to get the arse end to behave itself. But it's actually incredibly clever and a total blast. And the alt mode is a pure grade slab of hardcore Decepticon murder bus. Check this thing out, it's such a dude. The only guy I can remember who kind of looked like this was first movie Payload. But honestly, I think I'll be alright with this one. So check it out, it's alarmingly tall for a road vehicle. And I really love the personality that comes from the tiny windscreen and the giant nose. It's a right troll of a thing. It's a far cry from what I normally expect from a Breakdown toy. This is more like a clench, or like a crossover Hulkbuster. Silas looks a right beast in this mode as well. It's tougher and meaner. It's like the toy equivalent of a hard-edged remix featuring Sendog. Mind you, it wasn't half a pig to get the stickers in behind the grill. You know what, I could have done that in robot mode. It'd be daft to me at this point not to give a nod to the only version of Breakdown that was ever available on these shores. This is Legion Breakdown, and he's actually not bad. I was a bit turned off by his weird flappy arms, but it turns out they're no bother at all. This guy's a hoot. He's way fun to fiddle with, dead cool to transform, and the van mode in particular is ruddy adorable. There are far worse ways to spend £5. Crack, for example. So yes, what a bot. Prime Breakdown is a properly good transformer and a thoroughly rewarding experience. He's definitely your bad guy Bulkhead, and he's probably the most fun I've had with a Voyager since Lugnut. Many thanks to Sprocket Man once again for sorting me out. Breakdown wins. Brutality.